Hey phonetic friends, how you guys doing? So transportation. New York has various forms of transportation. We have an extensive subway system, a bus system, all types of transportation. But other than that, there's an even better mode of transportation that is now nearly global. It's almost worldwide, this new form of transportation. And of course, I'm talking about the information superhighway. The transportation of information from one place to another. It's an amazing thing. It's how you're seeing me right now, actually. It'll be interesting to see where the future of transportation leads. Me, myself, I'd like to see people ride on the backs of geckos to their final destination. That's not going to happen until geckos evolve to a size where we could actually ride them. So what do we do in the meantime to get from point A to point B? Before we have the gecko-driven transportation, what we need to do is look into some of this alien technology I'm always hearing about. A lot of people call them UFOs, but obviously that's dumb to call alien technology UFOs, mainly because UFO stands for unidentified flying object, right? So if it's unidentified, how do you know it's an alien spaceship? Good question, right? If you see a flying saucer, you can't say a flying saucer is a UFO because you just identified it as a flying saucer. Just something to think about. Maybe we need to be working towards that type of transportation and try to get away from all these crazy fossil fuel based, airplanes and cars and spaceships. But leaving the aliens to their own technology, we also have failed in the transportation department. You see, there was a movie created way back in 1989 which sort of revolutionized our ideas for transportation in the future. In Back to the Future 2, they had the hover conversion for regular cars. And this apparently was going to take place by 2015. And although it was a work of fiction, it was also a challenge to scientists. Like, scientists, look, by 2015, we predicate that you would have come up with this type of technology and would have found a way to make it widely available to many people. Of course, as explained by Dr. Emmett Brown later on, the car that is the time machine, the DeLorean, still ran on fossil fuels, on gasoline. So that was a bit of a problem. I'm actually less interested about the hover conversion for cars, and I'm actually more interested in the hoverboards from Back to the Future 2. Where the hell are our hoverboards? Nothing has even come close to what a hoverboard is. We have this 2015 deadline for hoverboards. At least that's the artificial deadline set forth by Back to the Future 2 way back when the movie came out. It's actually been 21 years since that movie's come out, and we still are seriously lacking in the technology department. Think about how far our transportation systems have evolved from the time that Back to the Future 2 came out. And at that time, they were thinking about hoverboards and flying cars, and there was this whole alien conspiracy thing with flying saucers and everything. And at this point, we're still using cars that run on gasoline, and we're still using spaceships that run on fossil fuels, and we're still using airplanes that run on the same stuff. One final thing I'd like to say before we go, and everybody always thinks about transportation in terms of land, how to get to point A to point B. If you're traveling within a country, many people think, oh, you take a car. Or if you're traveling outside to another country, many people think take an airplane. We haven't really heard a lot about technological advancements taking place with undersea travel. You would think that with better submarines and stuff like that, we could get better pictures of those 6-foot-long tube worms that get their energy from chemosynthesis and sulfur-fixating bacteria. A lot of people are thinking, man, we gotta go visit Mars and the moons of Mars. And while I agree that it is a noble cause to go where no man has gone before, out of the earth, I also think it is a more noble cause to be able to develop the technology to explore our own earth better. You would think with better submarine technology, this whole Gulf Coast thing would be handled a bit better. I mean, everybody's saying, oh, it's so hard to get to where the oil is spilling, and it's so hard to cap it. Yeah, because there's nobody that deep underwater who just freaking fix the thing. They have to do it all robotically. I remember when they had like a robot with a diamond saw. Why not send someone down there? Don't we have the technology to get under the sea And if we don't, why the hell are we trying to get off of the earth? Anyway, this has just been a rant about transportation by me to my phonetic friends.